Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly forecast. Just before we start, I'm going to quickly mention for those who are new here, I am running a free Telegram channel. Link is in the description with also a VIP, which tends to get more updates as well. All the information is down in the description. Just feel free to click around and explore. Yeah, so let's start off with what we were expecting last week. I was expecting price to push towards the downside, have a retest of that key area, and then continue its move down. And if we go back to the chart, let's remove my drawings for a while. You can see we had at the start of the year, we had a big, sorry, not the start of the year. Yeah, the first day back, we had a big push down, a retracement to the key level, and we continue down further and then leaving NFP here. So now if I bring my drawings back, you can see what I'll be expecting is pretty much similar to what we got at the start of last week. We got a push down, retracement, failed to create a higher high, and then created a lower low here. So this could be something where we're starting to get one of these potential moves where price is distributing here, collecting as much liquidity as it can to basically start its move towards the downside. So that's one possible scenario. Another scenario I'll go over after I've spoken about what I'll be expecting next week. So I'm expecting price to pull back towards my buy zone after NFP, retest a few of the broken resistance levels we got towards the end of the day. This would also give us a tighter SL if we enter lower. I think my key area here for the buy would be below this liquidity clearance candle. I don't want price pushing back below here. So anywhere within this region, I'd expect prices to start reversing. So my idea is for price to pull back here. I'll be taking certain profits around the middle of this range, around about 1810. And then my main target would be along my sell zone, which is where I'd be expecting price to start reversing here. You'd have a nice tight stop loss as well, because again, risk to reward is very important with my setup. And then I'd be expecting price to continue its move towards the downside and basically back down towards 1764 area. Again, I don't like talking about long take profits. I like to take my profits pretty quickly when I'm happy, just so you're not giving any money back to the market that you take. You just want to secure it into your account. Now, what would be the other scenario in this layout here? So again, gold can go rogue sometimes. It sometimes can catch everyone out by surprise. Sorry. So my other scenario would be if price continues past this sell zone and goes up towards the last week's opening price, around about 1830, 1829, 1830, then we could expect a bullish scenario from here. Why? Because we are creating something well known as liquidity at this area. Stop losses will be waiting all here from the people who are selling. And if we get another touch and start moving towards the downside from here, you better be sure there'll be more stop losses being built up there. So I'll be looking for something like this. And I think if you guys can flip the device you're using, if you're using a phone, flip it around, you'll be able to see that we are forming an inverse head and shoulders if this plays out. This is what I'll be expecting for a bullish move. Sorry, doesn't have to create this, but I'll be looking for, a key level retest around this area for price to start pushing up. Right, that message there. Now, for this bullish scenario, where are my targets? Let me just zoom out here. So the reason why we still could have a move to the upside is because we still have this key level, which is untested, which is around about 1850. It's more of a 4-hour order block here. You can see previously we did retest one of those 4-hour order blocks as well. So we had a similar move. You can see that price had a drop. We retraced slowly back up to this area here, and now we had another drop. So we then look at this drop. Does it then want to respect this drop? Okay, so it all could be possible. So it's best to keep your options open and risk manage. Try not to go in too big on certain scenarios, just in case it could, fit another scenario which would kick yourself that you never saw because you were too focused on one. So I like to take my approach zoomed out at times, just try seeing if one area fails, if SL gets hit, doesn't matter, let's go for the next one. Okay, so from the first one thing I wanted to mention from the first forecast I made, I was talking about a head and shoulders on here around this area. You can see if price either pulls back to here and goes towards the downside, that head and shoulders is intact, or even if price pulls a little higher to that 1850 area, the head and shoulders is still intact. Okay, because you know the head is still above the shoulders here. It's just more on a slant. As you can see, they're just trying to collect as much liquidity as they can. So just let gold do its thing, you know, just enter with the right amount of risk, so you still have, you know, time to trade and the balance to trade. Even if gold pulls a little higher, if you manage to get in here, you will have a much bigger risk, a much better risk to reward ratio than if you would have, if you would be done. You know, you won't even be able to trade that if you lost all your money. So just keep the risk right, man. I have to time and time and say this again, because I was a victim of this as well. I always would hear people talk about risk and stuff, but then if I feel very confident, I'll put a higher lot on the trade, and then that trade will basically hit stop loss, or I'd have to close it or my account's blown, you know, and then I wouldn't learn until I started to calculate before I enter. And then, you know, you start to see and feel much better as well. Even if you lose, you'll just still say that, okay, I was expecting to lose that much. It doesn't affect me mentally. Let's go again. And then sometimes, lucky enough for me, I managed to make, you know, maybe double or triple the amount I lost because the risk was managed and the setup was ready. So that's my last quick message for you guys. Again, links are in the description if you want to join the channels. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe and comment if you have any other questions or any other feedback. Yep, it's been Elite Empire. Peace out.